Lewis Hamilton could face a 10-place grid penalty for the first race of the 2022 Formula One season, the Bahrain Grand Prix in March, for failing to attend the FIA's end-of-year prize-giving ceremony. Hamilton and Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff opted not to go to the gala in Paris on Thursday night following the controversial events of Sunday's season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The 36-year-old was denied a record-breaking 8th Drivers' Championship in agonizing circumstances at the Yas Marina circuit, with Red Bull's Max Verstappen profiting to win his first-ever world title. Wolff, whose team still won the Constructors' Championship despite Hamilton's misery, said to media on Thursday, "I won't be there because of my loyalty to Lewis and because of my own personal integrity. But we will be represented as a team by James Allison, who will be taking the trophy on behalf of all the people in Brackley and Brixworth." In addition, Mercedes also refused to send its F1 or Formula E cars, both of which won championships, over to Paris for an FIA-commissioned pre-gala photoshoot. Jean Todt, the outgoing FIA president, had said at the ceremony that he was sorry Hamilton had not attended but added, "I think we should let it go. We have to rise above it." Hamilton's failure to attend was a breach of Article 6.6, which reads, "The drivers finishing first, second and third in the championship must be present at the annual FIA prize-giving ceremony." Ben Sulayem stated, "At the end of the day, rules are rules. So we are going to look into the side of where the technical rules are there to be employed, and was he in breach? I have to look into it. Of course, we'll have to also be following our rules. But in the meanwhile, it doesn't stop us from making a champion feel good about the sport, you know. It's easy to be nice to people. And it is cheap to be nice. And it's also to motivate people. But definitely, if there is any breach, there is no forgiveness in this. If it is deemed necessary to punish Hamilton, Ben Sulayem will be required to decide whether the incident is referred to an independent hearing or whether the FIA stewards in Bahrain in March decide the punishment. Hamilton could be hit with a fine or a reprimand. If a decision on the penalty is made before next season starts, and it is determined specifically the Mercedes driver is to be reprimanded rather than fined, then he will face a 10-place grid drop for the opening event in Bahrain. The FIA regulations say, any driver who receives 3 reprimands in the same championship will, upon the imposition of the third, be given a 10-10 grid place penalty for the race at that event. If the third reprimand is imposed following an incident during a race, the 10-10 grid place penalty will be applied at the driver's next event. The 10-10 grid place penalty will only be imposed if at least two of the reprimands were imposed for a driving infringement. Hamilton was also reprimanded at the Mexican Grand Prix in November for incorrectly rejoining the track after running wide in practice, and then again in Saudi Arabia for forcing Haas Nikita Mazepin off track in a scary near-miss, also during practice. Ben Sulayem added of the possibility of a penalty for failing to attend the ceremony, "Forgiveness is always there, but rules are rules. We look at the rules. And I always say, rules are not made. A human made them, and they can be improved and changed by humans. So the rules are there to be improved. I know that Lewis is really sad about what happened, and one word I would say is HES broken. But we have to look if there was any breach. I cannot say for now. It's just a few hours now I've been a president, and I've just started giving answers without going back to the facts." However, there is currently speculation that Hamilton may retire from F1 in the off-season after Wolff said, "I would very much hope Lewis continues racing because he is the greatest driver of all time. As a racer his heart will say I need to continue because HES at the peak of his game. But we have to overcome the pain that was caused upon him on Sunday. He is a man with clear values. It's going to take a long time for us to digest what has happened on Sunday. I don't think we will ever come over it, that's not possible. And certainly not him, Hamilton, as a driver. I would very much hope the two of us and the rest of the team we can work through the events. But he will never overcome the pain and the distress that was caused on Sunday.